welcome to a very special edition of the Geeks Who Like Sports podcast. We are live right now here at Golden Apple Comics, an LA icon. We are here for Free Comic Book Day. It's also Star Wars Day. It's Kentucky Derby Day. It is a lot of stuff going on here today on May the 4th, but we are thrilled that you've taken a piece of it to spend your time with us. Now, I normally say it is actually us, but you only see one of us up here. It is the Geeks Who Like Sports, but there is currently only one geek because my co-host Lee Elias, he is in a galaxy far, far away called Philadelphia. So he wishes he could be here. He is here, of course, with us in spirit. As I now show you here, this is a picture of Lee. Lee Papyrus, we are calling him today instead of his normal name, Lee Elias. We'll turn this back around now. You can all make sure to check out the QR code, download, share, like, subscribe, all the other fun stuff. It all helps. We appreciate it, folks. But yes, we are here. We are live. Now let us tell you a little bit about ourselves. Lee is, again, not here, but Lee is a award-winning writer. He is a championship-winning hockey coach, and he, of course, is also probably one of the biggest Star Wars fans you'll ever meet, but you won't meet him today. Again, he's not here. My geekdom and sportsdom is I worked at ESPN for 3 years. I worked at DC Comics for a year and a half doing some entertainment stuff. I also worked for a place called Electronic Gaming Monthly. If you're a gamer, I did that for 7 years. I was a writer there. So, again, a little bit of geekdom, a little bit of sportsdom, and then we figured there had to be more of us. There had to be more people who liked more than just geek stuff or more than just sports. You can like them all. You can like them both. And so that is what we do. So part of our show is sports stuff. Part of our show is geek stuff. And then at the end, we do a thing called the mashup. And the mashup brings it all together. Now, we are here in Los Angeles, so we are going to kick things off with sports. And it has been a rough week for LA sports folks because if you are a sports fan here in LA, the Lakers are out. The Clippers are out. The Kings in hockey are out. All first-round exits. Great for traffic, but bad for sports fans, as Crypto.com is not going to have anybody there now going forward. Lots of controversy, of course. The Lakers already firing their head coach after only 2 seasons. The hand of LeBron strikes again. And maybe if he was actually, now might be fair, he had a great series, but if he had actually been crying less to the refs, maybe been listening more to his coach, maybe they would have gotten past the Nuggets. Probably not, let's be honest. The Nuggets, the defending champs, there's a reason why they're advancing and that they are now taking on the Timberwolves, the 3 seed. Now, the Clippers, I'm not going to lie, I thought they were going to be the LA team that went farther than the Lakers this year. I thought the Clippers were going to handle the Mavericks, but Luka went off. Kyrie actually, I don't know, was on his meds, I guess, and put together a great series because he got his head out of his butt and just had a fantastic series. It's the Mavericks who are advancing out of the West. So the Clippers are done. The Lakers are done. Did not see that coming. But, of course, if you know who I am from the East Coast originally. I'm a Yankees, Giants, Rangers, Knicks fan. My Knicks are advancing. How about that? Who would have thought? The Knicks won a playoff series. Let's go, Knicks. Go, New York. Go, New York. But now we move on to hockey. And let me tell you, Kings fans, I'm shocked. Not only are you out again in the first round, but you're out again against the Oilers. I really thought that this was going to be the year that you guys would at least make it back to the second round. But the Oilers did it again. The Oilers, they're a top-heavy team. Yes, you have a generational talent in Connor McDavid. Yes, you have the best assist man right next to him, Leon Draisaitl. But the Kings, I thought, were a better team, and especially after you took Game 2 in overtime in Edmonton, I thought this was your chance to at least get to the second round and get past them, and you did not. I mean, honestly, the backbreaker was Game 4, right? You change your goal, you pull Cam Talbot, you put in Rittich, and you hold, again, this amazing line, this amazing talent to 13 shots on net in Game 4. That's it. That's it. And Rittich makes 12 of the 13 saves. Anytime your goalie has a higher than 90% save percentage, you are usually going to win that game, especially in the playoffs. But somehow, Stu Skinner, of all people, channeling his inner Nikolai Khabibulin from 20 years ago, because that's what it reminded me of when the Lightning went on a Stanley Cup run. Now, mind you, I'm not saying the Oilers are going to go on a cup run, but they are obviously advancing. Skinner saves 33 of 33. They pitch a 1-0 shutout, and then you guys just kind of unfortunately rolled over in Game 5, and the Kings are going home. Again, no LA sports here in the late spring, early summer, at least in terms of playoffs. Obviously, you still have the Dodgers, and I guess there's 1 or 2 Angel fans out there, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we got a couple of Angel fans here. Hey, all right. That's what's going on in LA sports. My New York Rangers, though, also advanced. They sweep the Washington Capitals. absolutely demolished them. I mean, the Caps had no reason to be there, right? The Caps, it's the first time in 30 years you had a team with a minus 37 goal differential make the playoffs, and that's what the Caps were. Alexander Ovechkin, you could tell, was already looking towards the golf courses. He was ready. He was practicing his backswing more than he was his slap shot during that playoff series, and it was not good for the Caps. The Rangers now will take on the Carolina Hurricanes, actually starting tomorrow in game 1 of their second round series. The Hurricanes are going to be a real test for the Rangers, but I believe in New York. I believe in my New York Rangers. I think it's going to be a great series. All right. You've all heard me rambling now about sports. Now, of course, we are here on Free Comic Book Day. We want to talk about some geek stuff. It has been a fun day for geekdom. It is Star Wars Day. I don't know if you guys saw, Star Wars just dropped the new Acolyte trailer, 2.5 minutes of goodness, getting ready. Carrie-Anne Moss as a Jedi. She's looking fantastic. It's kind of got like a true kind of, it's like True Detective meets Star Wars, right? She's on a crime. She's trying to find a trail. And we all know in Star Wars, that's the problem with, you can't really do a detective thing because you always know it always goes back to the Sith. Right, you always know who the bad guys are, right? It's not like you're going to get coming out of left field, or whether it's the Empire, it's the Sith, it's something like that. So, but it should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. Star Wars has kind of been on a little bit of a shaky ground for me personally, though. I wasn't huge into Andor, Book of Boba Fett. I know there are a lot of mixed opinions about that out there. I liked Mando season 3 a little bit more, but going to be interesting to see if this helps Star Wars bounce back. I promised the Cyclops is waiting for me, guys, that I would not talk about X-Men 97 because that is really the show that I'm really into on Disney Plus right now. But I will talk about one other X-Men thing that happened this week. I don't know if you guys have heard this. Airbnb desperately trying to get people to stay at their places and use them again. They have started creating special media and geek and property themed properties. Basically, they've got the Up House somewhere in New Mexico with all the balloons on top of it, and in upstate New York they have built an X-Mansion that you can spend, I think it's like $100 a night. I'm sure that price will go up as demand goes up and people hear about this. People who listen to Geeks Who Like Sports, people are going to be staying there, and they've recreated the X-Mansion from the cartoon. They've already got a lot of influencers going in and then staying there. And guys, I tell you, if I was still on the East Coast, I would not be here. I'd be on the East Coast, but I would be there at the X-Mansion, staying there in the danger room, hanging out, having the time of my life. And that's where I would be, honestly. I think this is a great thing for Airbnb to stay relevant. You got to reinvent yourself, and nowadays, constantly looking for new ways to get people's attention. This is a great way, partnering with people like Marvel, as folks here popping up. Feel free to join us here at the live podcast theater here at Golden Apple Comics. Grab your free X-Men comic, Blood Hunt #1. We're also going to be doing trivia after the show. But it's just absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. I think this is a great idea. And I think more companies need to find ways to incorporate the stuff we love. It's an easy way to get customers. If you do anything X-Men, I'm there. You do anything Star Wars, I'm there. It's really easy, folks. I think Airbnb is doing a great job with that. You know who else is doing something similar to that? The WWE. The WWE. Now, if you might not remember, about 8 years ago, they did Ninja Turtle action figures dressed as wrestlers. You had I think it was Leonardo as John Cena. I think you had Donatello as The Undertaker, which made no sense. But now they're doing the inverse, and now they've got WWE action figures dressed as Ninja Turtles. The first line will be coming out in the next few weeks. You have Seth freaking Rollins as Leonardo. Again, makes no sense. Kofi Kingston as Michelangelo. Xavier Woods as Donatello. Rey Mysterio as Raphael. Roman Reigns as Shredder. And Cody Rhodes as Casey Jones. So I got to understand, though, who came up with this, because this makes no sense to me. None of these wrestlers, aside from Kofi and Xavier, and maybe if you want to say that Roman, you don't want to acknowledge the bloodline, maybe Roman is Shredder. But if Cody's the one who knocks him off, then Cody can't be Casey Jones. Casey Jones never beat Shredder. Come on. And Rey Mysterio's older than dirt. Rey Mysterio should be Splinter. Well, he's not Raphael. Let's go. He might be flying off the top rope like Raph, but he's not the main guy anymore. What they should have done is they should have done the LWO, the new incarnation of the Latino World Order. They should have had them as the Ninja Turtles. You could have had Rey as Splinter, because he is kind of that old mentorship. And then you could have had Legado del Fantasma. You could have had them as the Foot Clan. Come on, guys. Know your audience. We know this stuff. Nice try, WWE. We appreciate it, though. We appreciate it when people, they're crossing over. They're doing all this other fun stuff. They're trying to obviously expand their audience, as we are here at Golden Apple Comics. Another thing, I don't know if you heard this, Universal Orlando, obviously we have it here in Universal Hollywood. Super Mario Land here in Hollywood. Super Mario World is coming to Universal in Florida and Orlando, and it's going to be bigger and better than it is already here in Universal Hollywood. They got a lot more land and obviously a lot more space than we do out here, but that is a big deal. There's going to be a Donkey Kong Land. There's going to be more rides. You're going to also have some similar stuff that you already have here in Hollywood, but I'll tell you, as somebody who's still yet to get to the Super Nintendo World here in Universal, I'm not going to go to Florida. Let's be honest. I'm not going to go to Florida. No, I'll stay here in my backyard. But if you are heading to Florida, it's supposed to open in 2025. This is really, really exciting for a lot of folks. So yeah, I think that's going to be really, really, really cool and a lot of fun. Now, something we like to do here on the show for Geeks Who Like Sports is we call it the mashup. The mashup, as Lee likes to say. The mashup is where we take geekdom and we take sportsdom, we combine them together. We're talking a lot about Star Wars, talking a lot about Marvel, we're talking about a lot of hockey. So maybe a little audience interaction here, want to put together a Star Wars team of hockey players. Who from Star Wars do you think would make great hockey players? Right? Now, my first thought is, have you guys seen this insurance commercial with the walrus in net that's blocking all the pucks? My thought is Jabba the Hutt in net, right? Just pucks bouncing off him. Banta-poo-doo, thwack, right? Just knocking the pucks left and right, not bother him at all, right? I think that's the way to go. Now, typically also when you look to the forwards, you're looking for leadership. Princess Leia has to be our center, I think. To me, when I think of the leaders of the Rebel Alliance, when I think of the leaders in Star Wars, Leia's the first one that comes to mind for me. You got Han and Luke on her wings, right? She's going to be feeding them the puck, and they're going to be trying to score. Han's always trying to score. We all know that, right? Han's never stopped trying to score. But to me, those are her wingers, excuse me. And now here's where it gets tricky. Who do you put on defense? I don't think Chewie would be great on defense. I don't want to see a Wookiee on skates. I don't think that would work very well, right? But if you're going to go, let's say, beyond the good guys, well, obviously we got Jabba and net. I think Vader, hard hitter, tons of power, right? Can kind of see everything going on in front of him, can help facilitate the puck, facilitate everything going on. I think Vader on defense. But now I want to leave it up to you guys. Who else do you want to see on the ice on this fictional Star Wars team? Can we have the people come up to, if you want to come up to the mic, if you have a suggestion, who from Star Wars would you want to see playing hockey? Come on up. Don't be shy. It's perfectly fine. If not, I'll fill the hole anyway. It's okay. I'll figure it out. But you all, yeah. Oh, we got somebody coming up here. We got somebody coming up to contribute to the podcast.
Genius idea. I think we have to put Akbar there because he always knows.
Yeah, if it's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Of course, the hockey trap. Amazing. Thank you. Admiral Akbar on defense. For those who don't know, the trap, of course, a very famous devil strategy from the late 90s and early 2000s. Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. It's a trap. The 1-3-1. It's a trap. Perfect idea. I love this. I don't think he'd be very great on skates either. But ice is frozen water. Akbar, Mon Calamari is a water planet. Obviously, he's a water species. That could work. Oh, we got somebody else coming up here. Who do you want to see?
It'd be General Grievous.
General Grievous. So what, you want him on defense? What position you want Grievous?
I guess like on offense because he's got all those
every arm has a stick in it. Every arm would have a stick in it. He could play both sides exactly. Also, a quick shout out to the Geek Saga guys and Eugene over here for running the boards and for setting all this stuff up here. Give them a shout out here in the middle of the episode because they deserve it. So I don't have to lug my equipment down to Hollywood. Is immediately my best friend. So shout out to Eugene and the Geek Saga guys. They're going to be doing a live show later. We've got shows going all day long, folks. So be sure to stick around here at Golden Apple Comics on Free Comic Book Day and Star Wars Day and WWE Backlash Day and Kentucky Derby Day. It's a busy Saturday. In the world. But no, I love the idea of General Grievous because, he can. You don't know if he's going to shoot it from left. He's going to shoot it from the right. Where's he going to go? He can move around. He's got all those android and cyborg enhancements. I think he'd be a scary forward, absolutely. Not a centerman. I wouldn't put him at center. But on the wing, is he going to go to left circle, right circle? I think it's a great idea for sure. All right. Got a shout from the audience. What would the team name be? I mean, that's a great question. I mean, the Alliance, right? Maybe. I mean, it seems too on the nose. I mean, well, you got the Empire. I mean, you have the Empire, you have the Alliance. That's a good one. What would the team name be? I didn't think that thought far ahead. And, you know, you might have noticed this is all kind of off the cuff. So you kind of stumped me there, but I appreciate it. I'm going to say the Alliance, though, right? You know, and actually that brings up a very good point. We actually have a new hockey team in the NHL. You guys might have heard the Arizona Coyotes have left Arizona because you might not have heard, but ice doesn't do well in the desert. And so the Coyotes are leaving Arizona. They're going to Utah starting next year. This is officially happening. And supposedly their team name is going to be the Blizzard, the Utah Blizzard, starting in the NHL next year. I want to know, would you guys have a better name? What would you call a Utah hockey team? Some folks have said the Yeti. Some folks have said the Seagulls, because I have no idea why, but that is actually the state bird of Utah. Now, we've got some people have said the Storm and Mormons. I didn't say it. People in the audience did. I'm going to put it there, but it has been recommended. So that is possibly out there, but I think that's a fun thing to think of too.
Are they sponsored by DQ now? Because
Blizzard, honestly, Eugene here mentioning they should be sponsored by Dairy Queen. Every hockey team has a sponsorship. That is the natural fit. If they are called the Blizzard, if that is official, Dairy Queen, DQ, get your marketing people on that. That is a must happen. I have no idea how many Dairy Queens there are in Utah, but I have to imagine there's at least some, and that just seems to be the most natural fit you could possibly have. You've got the slot machines and all that other stuff in Vegas with the Golden Knights. They got those tie-ins. You've got Pike Street in Seattle with the Kraken. You got tie-ins to that. Dairy Queen, you guys, it's sitting there for you. Eugene with the brilliant idea over here on the boards. Yeah, it's a softball. It's right there in the tee for you. It's 100%. So, so very, very interesting goings on. Now, something else we also like to do is, again, with the mashup. So we've done Star Wars. It's also, again, free comic book day. This is an X-Men comic. We're going to move it over now. What X-Men characters you think would make a good hockey team? What X-Men, or I'll even expand it, just all of Marvel. Just all of Marvel, right? So we did Star Wars. We got Jabba in net because he's just fat and slow and he's just sitting there. We've got Admiral Akbar and Darth Vader on defense. We got Leia, Han, and Luke on the forward lines with subs like General Grievous. What would we want to see as an X-Men? I think defense is actually easier here because for me, defense, I would go Colossus and I would go Juggernaut. Because again, we're going good guys and bad guys, right? Colossus and Juggernaut on defense. I mean, Juggernaut is basically your Matt Rempe, right? Where everybody he hits is getting hurt, and it's kind of questionable if it's clean or not, right? Like, he's going to be hitting guys low, he's going to be hitting guys high, and then he's going to look at the refs like, guy, what do you mean it's a dirty hit? What do you mean I'm going to the box? No. So I think that's for sure. I mean, I guess Cyclops is your leader, so he's got to be your centerman. Right. Blob in net. Bingo. Eugene's got it on it. Put the nail on the head right there. Definitely Blob in net. Going with the fat guy in net theme. I like it. We got Jabba for Star Wars. We got Blob for X-Men. So, but now who would be the winner of Cyclops, right? Quicksilver's a good one. Somebody said Angel. Iceman. He's on the left wing. Iceman 100%. Absolutely, Iceman is going on the left wing. I think for sure he could mess with. Not only I think would be a good scorer, and much like Han, also always trying to score, it seems in the comics. He can manipulate the ice. It makes perfect sense. 100%. Great call. Now who's going to be on the right wing? I don't want Wolverine because Wolverine's not a team player. He's got somebody talking about Gambit. Maybe he's also got the stick skills because he's got his staff. So that's a good point. Gambit might be doing something on the side. We had that controversy in the NBA recently about the player with the Raptors who decided to, I make $2 million a year, but I'm going to risk it all for 20 grand in Vegas and start calling in sick to games. And he got caught and is now banned for life from the NBA. So that's a fun story. Yeah. So Gambling is a problem, folks. Be sure to call 1-800-GAMBLER. I know it's a legit thing. I don't know if that's that's the number, but definitely it is a serious issue. I mean, when you're making $2 million a year and you risk it all for $20,000 on a gambling bet, I don't know. I actually feel bad for the guy a little bit. But obviously he made his bed and now he's asleep in it. But I like this team. I like the Cyclops at center. We got Iceman to the left. Oh, we got Gambit on the right. We got Juggernaut and Colossus on defense, and we have the Blob in net. I think this is a very solid team. Anybody want to come up and suggest something else here on the mic? Let us know. Anybody else? Who else would you want on your X-Men hockey team? Beast? Where would you want Beast? I'm still new to hockey. You think he'd be like a backup? So a second line center, because we got Cyclops at the center now, so we'll put Beast on the second line. Oh. Come talking to the mic. So I would almost switch those two out. I would drop Cyclops. Second line center.
Beast, because if you're the guy staring Beast down, because I don't know who we're facing yet.
Right.
If you're the guy staring Beast down, that puck drops, I'm moving out of the way. I'll let him get that free shot.
That's fair point.
I would hand it off to Beast there. That's my only change.
All
Love
right.
the team otherwise.
I like this. Beast as the top centerman. I like that. Kind of like all right. That's a solid pick. Anybody else want to jump in here? And what X-Man character? Doesn't have to necessarily be an X-Men themselves. Again, we got Juggernaut on defense. So it doesn't have to necessarily, although Juggernaut did have a time where he was an X-Men, and it's complicated, it goes back and forth. But anyway, who else would you want on this fictional hockey team from Marvel? Anybody? Nobody else? All right. I like this though. We got Cyclops. Cyclops always getting put on the back burner, always being forced to sit to the side. This is only going to help his many issues. But he's going to get knocked down to the second line. Beast on the top line with Gambit and Iceman, Juggernaut, and Colossus on defense, and the Blob is in net. Somebody also mentioned Quicksilver, and that's not bad. I don't know about Quicksilver. Quicksilver would be fast, but I don't know if he'd be able to score. That's the thing. We're not going there. This is a family podcast. We're not going there. That is a whole different situation. And I think that's a good time to wrap up the show here. I think we're at 11:30. So, all right. I really appreciate everybody who tuned out, who turned up today here. Tuned out. I hope you didn't tune out. Tuned in and turned up today for Free Comic Book Day here at Golden Apple Comics. It's also Star Wars Day. Again, we're gonna wrap up the show here, and then we're gonna do some giveaways. I got a little bit of trivia. We're gonna give away some steel books. But I don't want to make the normal audience jealous because I don't want to. So they don't want to hear the trivia. They don't want to hear the trivia. But anyway, again, also don't forget, subscribe, like, share. The QR code is right here on the table. We would love it. We appreciate it. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. All that stuff helps. You guys know that. We appreciate it. And, well, I would normally say for Lee, but Lee is not here. Lee Papyrus, right? He's here in spirit, right? So, Lee Elias. But normally for Lee, I am Ray. And this has been a very special edition of the Geeks Who Like Sports podcast. Thank you, everybody, for turning up. I appreciate it.